Hello, we've got the first instalment of the weekly roundup. This is week commencing the 25th of November 24, trading and investing with Paul Malloy. So I just wanted to run through the various indices that I watch. That's where I seem to do all my trading. I've tried, commodities, I've tried trading other things, but the indices is kind of where I stick to. It seems, calmer movements, but there's still so much to gain. You've got good spreads, so again, it's not like FX where you need actually quite a big movement in order to move into profit. With some of these, it's as small as sort of 1 point and you're in profit. So to me, it's super easy to lock in your stop losses, and I wouldn't say it's predictable, but if there was a predictable way of doing this, to me, it seems more predictable. So anyway, here goes. So we'll start with the US indices. So at the time of doing this, we've got the Thanksgiving weekend. It should mean that things are a bit calmer, but this is it. Who knows with the stock market? So at the time of doing this, the Dow Jones is up 2.5% on the week. It's continued an amazing rally this year, hitting all-time highs. Every time it does it, I think, why did I stop that last trade? But this is it. You can't predict it, so it's best to, sit there with the knowledge that you've locked in profits, or, you're waiting for your next move. So plan accordingly. So the Nasdaq has had a super choppy week. I've been in and out a couple of times, but it is, it's straight in, straight out. Stop losses. I think whether you're going long or short, bulls or bear, you're absolutely, they're all over you this week. So we're up 0.7%. So again, it's getting closer to all-time highs. I would imagine sort of this time before Christmas, we're very likely to see an all-time high in the Nasdaq. But again, there's just as many people out there predicting a huge crash. So this is it. You just can only look at the charts and sort of plan ahead accordingly. So S&P up 1.4% on the week. Pretty run-of-the-mill week for the S&P. Again, slow and steady gains. So with the S&P, we've got VIX and the VIX futures. They are massively down on the week. So VIX is something that I've enjoyed trading in the past. There's been times that it's the only thing that I've traded, sort of VIX futures, because if you see a huge spike, it can be a great thing to short and then just sit there. You've literally, if there's no big news out there, VIX will just trickle along, pop, 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 takes, depending which contract you're on. If you're on a 2-month contract, unless something huge happens, there's a very, very good chance that at the end of the 2 months, you're cashing out and quite often you've doubled your money. That's why I've stuck with it. It just seems like easy money. All these other ones can be quite stressful. VIX, you catch that spike, you've done it. You've kind of locked it in, lock in your profits. If you're on the sort of 2-month contract, there's quite often a lot of volatility as the other contract ends. So again, you're looking for the next spike. Right, let's get the next short in, and now you've got 2 running. So, if you don't know much about VIX, it's certainly one to have a look into. As I say, I quite enjoy it, and yeah, it's made me a fair bit of money for, just one tool. So moving into the EU sort of markets, again we've got FTSE 100, very choppy week. It is up at the moment, but it could be down by dinner time. It's all over the place. The CAC 40 over in France, they're down 0.4% on the week. I have been watching that one because that's one that I would like to try and find a long position. it's nearly there, I think, but I haven't wanted to buy in because I am a trader, not investing. So I'm looking for the perfect opportunity. There's too much telling me that there could be another leg down. So I don't want to just sort of buy in thinking by next Wednesday everything will be great, because by next Wednesday it could be down another percent. So you know, like I say, I'm waiting for the right opportunity and then I'll be in. DAX tends to follow sort of NASDAQ. Again, there's a fair bit of tech in there. It's up 1.4%, so it's huge numbers. Again, it's been a choppy week, so anyone setting, you know, using their risk management properly, there's actually a very good chance that you've been stopped out. So you got AEX over in the Netherlands. Again, it's up 0.4%, but it's been a choppy week, so realistically it's barely moved. Same as the EU 50. It is up, but you know, it's basically just flatlined its way through the week. There were some big drops in companies like ASML recently, big chip manufacturer, and I've been watching it to see if it's going to recover. I haven't got any investments in it, but if I was going to do one, that's one I'd certainly be looking at, because since I've been trading, it is something that has shown a sort of consistent sort of gain. A bit like Nvidia, you know, this is hot topics. Are we going to have a future without these chips? You know, I don't think so. So realistically, it's going to go back up, and I think it's about 30% down at the moment. So there could be some huge gains to be made going into 2025. So last but not least, a few of the sort of Asian indices. So you got the Hang Seng. It's made a huge comeback this week, 2%. Again, I was watching it. It's not the most reliable index, I don't find. So it spiked up and now it's on a steady decline. You know, I could buy into it for some easy money, but then if it dropped, I'd just feel like an idiot. So I'm just sort of watching it, but you know, trade with caution. The Nikkei 225 over in Japan, like fantastic week if you've got a strong stomach. It's currently down 0.37% at the moment. I did take a trade on it yesterday. I was up about, yeah, I was up, but basically moved my stop loss into profit and got stopped out. You know, that's it. Just going to leave it well alone. It's one where I'd only buy in the Nikkei myself if it's made a huge move, because it just bounces all over the place. And if you're not using stop losses, you're just going to get wiped out. And last but not least on my list, I've got the Taiwan index. So that is down 3.36% this week. So it's had a great year as well. So, you know, is it going to return? I'm keeping an eye on it because, again, I think there's probably a lot going on, a lot of tension with, you know, Trump getting in. There's always tension with China and Taiwan. So it could be an indication that something's going on there. But again, I think there's going to be some great buying opportunities there. So I did have a trade in there last night. An alert went off on my phone. Wasn't sleeping particularly well, so I sort of, you know, logged in, had a look, put down and ended up 10 points on that one. And yeah, just went immediately into profit. Moved my stop loss up. It just, over the course of sort of half an hour, it jumped up probably 30 points. It's a massive sort of bounce back. So again, moved up my stop loss a bit further, just so I'm getting, I think it's only 0.1% of a gain guaranteed, but 0.1% on your account, you know, what's not to like. This morning when I logged in, it was like my account's up 3%. So I thought, you know, there we go. let's lock it in. So that's what I did. So this month has been possibly my best trading month. Since I started, it's another reason which underline that my strategy is clearly working. My risk management is it just on point at the moment. I'm waiting for the opportunities. I'm not just diving in like I have in the past. Perfect one being that Taiwan trade. When I logged in, it was still plummeting. On the 5 minute, it was absolutely through the floor. And, the Paul of the past would have been straight in there, chucking everything, chucking the kitchen sink in there. But no, I just waited, started to return. There was a very strong bounce on the 5 minute. Waited 15 minutes. We got 3 green candles. So I thought, yeah, here we go. Went in, and again, the next 3 candles were immediately green. It was, I set my stop loss where I thought it was appropriate, but like I say, as soon as I thought, that's it, I'm in. So I waited for 2 more green candles, put my stop loss in, and it never went close to it. It just kept going. So yeah, fantastic trade, easy money. But yeah, set me up for the weekend, and going into the Christmas period, it's nice to have another 3% on the account. So yeah, that was my first weekly roundup. If you enjoyed it, as they say on all these channels, please subscribe, please comment, please like all these things. If there's a particular thing you'd like me to go through perhaps next week, if you're trading gold, if you're trading any of the particular sort of currencies, because again, just a brief look at currencies, the dollar, is it coming down again? If I was a betting man on FX, I would be betting against the dollar right now. As far as I'm aware, Trump is going to try and bring the dollar down, make it a better place to invest over there. So it did seem crazy that it climbed for the last sort of couple of weeks. Again, there's so many opportunities being brought in with this. You've got the euro against the dollar beginning to climb. The pound against the dollar again beginning to climb. Yeah, the FX guys must be having their absolute fill at the moment. So, but yeah, thanks for listening. It's been good seeing you. Hope to see you again next week. Thank you. Bye.